Today we profile Tom Izzo, Coach Izzo, the winningest basketball coach in Big Ten history, aka Magnum TI, and a shining example of a humble man. He grew up in Iron Mountain in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and his best friend was Steve Mariucci, who later became the head football coach of the San Francisco 49ers and then the Detroit Lions. At Northern Michigan University in Marquette, Izzo played guard for the men's basketball team from 1973 to 77. In his senior season, he set a school record for minutes played and was named the Division II All-American. In 1983, he began as a graduate assistant, then an assistant to Judge Heathcote, and then head coach at Michigan State University. In 1992, he outkicked his punt coverage when he married Lupe, and later they had a daughter, Raquel, and a son, Stephen. Since 1995, he's been the head basketball coach for the MSU Spartans. He has led his team to 8 Final Fours since 1999. He has won 10 regular season Big Ten championships. MSU won the NCAA basketball championship in 1999/2000 and was a runner-up finisher in 2009. In 2005 and 2006, he participated in Operation Hardwood, in which college coaches went to Kuwait military camps to coach basketball teams of American service members. He says it was one of the highlights of his career. His teams have won 10 Big Ten regular season titles and 6 Big Ten tournament titles. Izzo has the most wins in school history and has appeared in 26 consecutive NCAA tournaments, the longest streak of tournament appearances all time in men's college basketball. He has never had a losing season as a head coach, and he has won 4 National Coach of the Year awards. Coach Izzo is currently the longest tenured coach in the Big Ten Conference, and his teams are often recognized for their rebounding prowess and defensive tenacity. He has won 4 National Coach of the Year awards and maintains a considerable coaching tree. Several of his former assistants are currently head coaches at other Division I schools. He has the most wins by a coach in Big Ten history. 6 current Division I head coaches all served as assistants under Coach Izzo. In 2016, he was elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. His teams are known for strong guard play, toughness, and rebounding. Izzo is famed for his WAR rebounding drill, in which players wear football helmets and shoulder pads. His motto is, "Players play, tough players win." His other coaching philosophies include, he doesn't determine playing time, players do. A player-coached team is better than a coach-coached team. And typically, it's on the players. Izzo is also known for scheduling extremely tough non-conference schedules as preparation for the NCAA tournament in March. He kicks off each new college basketball season with a Midnight Madness extravaganza. And each year he has an outlandish different theme and dresses up in something unbelievable. The Breslin Center is packed for these festivals every year. Coach Greg Kampe, head basketball coach for the last 40 years at Oakland University, every other summer has a charity for the American Heart Association. And he brings 11 other college basketball coaches, some of the best in the nation, here to Detroit for a dinner on Sunday night. Then those 12 coaches go to Children's Hospital in the morning to spend time with the children, their families, give them gear, etc. Then they go to Oakland Hills Country Club, have lunch, play golf. And he auctions off threesomes, 12 threesomes, to play with these coaches. So one Sunday night, I went to the location for the dinner, and Coach Izzo was coming. We've known each other, so we started to talk. We got there a little early. And we walked into the room, and there was a mom and a dad and a daughter about 12 and a little kid, 8 or 9 years old, dressed totally in MSU garb, from head to foot. And he was there because he had heart issues, and the American Heart Association had invited him. So Coach Izzo saw him. He says, "Jack, excuse me." And he walks all the way to the end of the room, and he kneels and he starts talking to the family. And then these 36 guys that had paid to have the night and play the next day, and the coaches started to come in. And they're all telling stories, and I watched Coach Izzo go one by one to get Roy Williams, John Calipari, Greg Campy, John Beeline, Sean Miller, Bob Huggins. One by one, he brought them to that family and that little boy and introduced John Calipari. He's the coach of Kentucky. Here's how he plays. Here's how you got to beat him. You don't beat him often, but here's the only chance you got to beat him. He did that with every one of those coaches to that family, and especially that little boy. That's Tom Izzo. Some quotes. All I've got to make sure I do is what's best for my team and the university I work in. I want to do that each and every day. Championships and great seasons are won in the locker rooms. Discipline is the highest form of love. If you really love someone, you have to give them the level of discipline they need. I think we are all coaches in our own respect because we have to try to figure out a way to make people better than they really are, and that's what leaders do. You've got to fight through some adversity. You've got to have some tough times. You've got to have some rainy days. Today's society wants to skip the process. I hate that. What is the difference between good and great? Sacrifice. A player gets into the Hall of Fame because of his ability. A coach gets in because of his players' ability. In 2017, he wrote me his philosophy of life. Dear Jack, I try to live my life by the lessons my mom and dad taught me. Work hard. Persistence always wins out. Discipline is the highest form of love. Always be open to new ideas and ways of doing things. Stay humble. And my, has he stayed humble. I admire what you're doing. Please keep up the great work. Yours truly, Tom Izzo. That's the story of Coach Tom Izzo. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these messages of inspiration and hope, please like, subscribe, and share them with family and friends. Until we meet again, please remember, with God, anything is possible.